John's was always busy, interstate, overseas. He travelled a lot. He developed a national practice in accounting. So, and then when that was all very successful, he decided he'd need a new project, so he sold that off and moved on. And that was John. He was always into something. His health wasn't brilliant, not that you'd ever know. That never stopped him from doing things. He had 2 heart bypasses, but eventually it wasn't the heart problem that took him, but it was leukemia. I'll never forget the day that we went along thinking it was not terribly important, and the doctor at Flinders told him he had about 3 to 6 months to live with the leukemia that he had. On the day of his funeral, I felt pains that were unexplainable, and they seemed to me as though they might be serious. 2 nieces, one of whom was one of the heads of an emergency department on the Gold Coast, another who was a very senior nurse. The Gold Coast ED person said, "I think Auntie Loretta's having a spinal stroke." I don't remember very much of the first few weeks of being in hospital. I think I was probably unconscious, or I was asleep, or certainly not capable of knowing what was going on. I don't know how you look back on that sort of grief and dealing with it, but when I think back, I couldn't do much thinking or doing for myself. I was in pain, so people were praying all over. My friends in America and everywhere. My Christian friends were praying, and that so upheld me through a very painful and difficult time when I couldn't uphold myself. It was beyond prayer for me because of the pain I was in for a long time, or not conscious really. A lot of the time was painful, and yet I look back on that time with great joy because God just took care of me. I was never stressful, and I was never anxious about what I could or couldn't do. I was never depressed about it. I was at peace with what I was doing, and I really enjoyed my rehab time. I enjoyed interacting with the other people who were there and encouraging them in what they were doing. I found a great pleasure in that. The stroke has been an experience that's brought me so close to the Lord. To see Him at work in me when I couldn't do a thing for myself has been a beautiful experience. I think prior to my stroke, I would have thought suffering was something that I probably wouldn't cope well with. I think that's how I would feel. I think I would fear it, really. But God in His great kindness, when I couldn't do anything for myself, He was doing all the hard work. He was keeping me in His care, and that was just beautiful. I am amazed at His wonderful love. That was beautiful. How precious is the Lord, and how precious His people.